What if I told you the most powerful weapon you have is your ability to pretend you've already won? That if you walk, talk, and think like the victor, even before the victory, the world bends in your favor. It's not delusion, it's strategy. And the ancient Stoics knew this. So do masters of dark psychology. In this video, we're diving deep into a technique that turns ordinary people into leaders, underdogs into legends, and doubters into believers. It's not hype, it's how you reprogram reality itself. And once you learn it, you'll never look at yourself the same way again. Welcome to Stoic Mastery, where we blend ancient wisdom with psychological strategies to help you dominate your inner world and master your outer one. If you're here to unlock your full potential with philosophy sharpened into a weapon, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you never miss the mindset that changes everything. Number 1, the power of assumption. Fake it till you become it. The Stoic lens. Epictetus once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Read that again. That's not just philosophy, that's a command, a tactical mindset, a method for bending reality around who you choose to become. The Stoics understood something modern psychology is only just starting to unpack, that identity isn't found, it's forged. And the forge is built through action, not overthinking. The way you move, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, all of these are signals. To others, yes, but more importantly, to your own mind. When you act as if you've already won, you bypass one of the most powerful psychological barriers in existence, doubt. And doubt doesn't care how talented or smart you are. It only needs 1 second to paralyze your momentum. But when you assume the position of power, when you walk like you've already crossed the finish line, something shifts deep inside you. In your body language, your tone, and even your thoughts. That's not arrogance, that's programming. And here's what makes it dangerous. In the best way, your brain believes what you repeatedly show it. If you act defeated, you'll feel defeated. If you act uncertain, you'll become uncertain. But if you act like a conqueror, like someone who's already broken through, then slowly but surely, your mind begins to rewire itself to match that behavior. This is the core of Stoic discipline. Think about Marcus Aurelius. The man ruled the known world, yet his greatest victory wasn't over Rome's enemies. It was over himself. He acted with the calm certainty of someone who had already mastered the storm inside. So here's a question for you. What would your life look like if you acted like the war was already won? Would you still speak timidly in that meeting? Still hesitate on that idea? Still second-guess every move you make? No. You'd move with clarity, with posture, with intensity. Not because you're faking, but because you're building, and your actions are the tools. Start with posture. Start with presence. Straighten your back. Unclench your jaw. Speak slower. Hold eye contact longer. These things send signals to your own subconscious that you are in control, that the victory is already in progress. And guess what happens next? People believe you. Opportunities chase you. Momentum builds. Why? Because the world mirrors your self-perception. It follows confidence. Not noise, not words, certainty. Right now, pause and comment below. I move like I've already won. This is more than a comment. It's a declaration, an imprint, something your future self will thank you for. And if this message already sparked something in you, like the video, so more people can find it, drop that phrase again if you're serious. I move like I've already won. And don't forget, this is just the beginning. The next step isn't just psychological, it's chemical. Your brain changes when you start living like a victor. Stay with me, because in Section 2, we're diving into neurochemical warfare and how this simple mindset flip triggers real, lasting transformation. But before we go there, if you're feeling the shift, if you're ready to master not just motivation, but your entire inner world, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Number 2, neurochemical warfare, how acting like a winner hacks your brain. Here's what they don't tell you. Your mindset isn't just abstract, it's biochemical warfare. When you act like a winner, when you move through the world as if the battle has already been won, you're not just pretending, you're programming. Let's break it down. Every emotion, every thought, every behavior, it's tied to a neurochemical signature. Confidence, that's dopamine. Calm dominance, that's serotonin. Fear, hesitation, insecurity, cortisol, your internal saboteur. And guess what determines which of these chemicals flood your system? Your actions, not your feelings, not your circumstances, your actions. Now here's where it gets powerful and a little dark. When you act as if, you trick your brain into producing the chemicals of success even before the success arrives. You walk into a room with power in your stride. Dopamine spikes. You hold eye contact like you own the moment. Serotonin stabilizes. You stay grounded when others are reactive. Cortisol drops. You become chemically aligned with the version of you who's already won. The Stoics knew this intuitively. They trained themselves to master their responses because they understood he who controls his inner state controls the world. Marcus Aurelius didn't wait for his empire to be at peace to feel peace. He acted with the poise of a man who had already conquered chaos. That posture became chemical. That calm became contagious. That leadership, legendary. And here's the twist. Dark psychology uses this same mechanism, but flips it. Manipulators act as if they're more powerful than they are, not because they are, but because they know how you'll react. They dominate not by having power, but by projecting certainty. And in your hesitation, they win. So what does this mean for you? It means your brain is listening to every step you take, every word you say, every posture you hold. The more you act like a winner, the more your brain produces the neurochemicals of a winner. And soon, it's not an act anymore. It's who you are. Try this for 7 days. Walk into every room like it belongs to you. Speak 20% slower and 20% deeper. Visualize your future self and behave as if you're them now. Your brain doesn't know the difference between reality and repetition. And repetition is the birthplace of belief. Comment this right now if you're locked in. My mindset is my chemical weapon. Let the algorithm feel your presence. And like this video if this is already hitting you on a deeper level. Because this isn't surface level motivation. This is tactical, biological, and it's how elite minds evolve faster than the rest. The Stoics weren't loud, but they were lethal, quietly mastering their inner neurochemistry while the world panicked. And if you're ready to do the same, we're just getting started. In Section 3, we're going deeper into the dark psychology of presence, how acting like a winner makes people bend around your energy, even without saying a word. But before that, if you haven't already, subscribe to Stoic Mastery and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming. You're not here for average. You're here to master the inner game. Number 3, control the room, the dark psychology of presence. You ever notice how some people walk into a room and suddenly the air changes? They haven't even said a word, but everyone senses them. Heads turn, conversations pause. That's not luck, that's presence. And the people who master it, they control more than the room. They control reality. This is where Stoicism and dark psychology collide, because both teach this brutal truth. The world doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your energy. And presence is energy in its purest, most concentrated form. It's posture, it's poise, it's silence used as a weapon. The Stoics embodied this effortlessly. They weren't loud. They didn't chase attention. But when they spoke, you listened. Why? Because their silence was louder than most people's shouting. They trained themselves to be unmoved, emotionally still, psychologically anchored. And that stillness? That became power. Now let's pull back the curtain on dark psychology. Here's how manipulators, con artists, even cult leaders operate. They manufacture presence by controlling their non-verbal dominance. They stand taller. They take up space. They speak slowly, like their words are already law. This isn't confidence. It's weaponized calm. It forces others to sync to their rhythm. You feel it before you understand it. But here's the twist. You don't have to be a manipulator to use this. You can be the Stoic strategist, using the same psychological leverage without falling into ego or deceit. Here's how you do it. Slow everything down. Fast energy is desperate. Calm energy is powerful. Speak slower, blink slower, breathe slower. You'll feel it, and so will they. Be unreactive. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful. When you remain still while others panic, your presence becomes magnetic. That's how leaders are made. Eye contact, but not just contact. Control. Hold it longer than is comfortable, not aggressively, not passively. Just long enough to make them feel like you see through them. That's presence. That's pressure. That's psychological weight. This is why acting as if you've already won is so lethal. Because winners don't chase validation. They don't seek permission. They take up space, like it's theirs by default. And others follow. Remember, you don't have to convince the room. You only have to convince yourself. Once you do that, the room sinks to your frequency. Say this out loud and drop it in the comments right now. I am the calm in every storm. Own it, claim it, let that line sink into your spine. And if this is unlocking something in you, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to stop chasing and start commanding. Because this is what we do here at Stoic Mastery. We don't chase hype, we build dominance, quietly, strategically. And the next step is mastering the art of loss, because sometimes the Stoic path to power means letting the world think you're losing, while secretly setting up your checkmate. Section 4 is coming. Embrace the void. Why Stoics love to lose first. Before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed to Stoic Mastery and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of becoming unshakable. Number 4, embrace the void. Why Stoics love to lose first. Here's a truth most people will never understand. The most powerful people on earth are not afraid to lose. In fact, they welcome it. Why? Because they've learned the truth that breaks most minds. Losing is part of the blueprint. Losing is not failure. Losing is camouflage. The Stoics knew this. In fact, they practiced it. Seneca deliberately imagined poverty, discomfort, exile, even death. Not to scare himself, but to train himself. Why? Because when you lose on your terms, no one can take anything from you. That's the essence of Stoic power. You see, in a world obsessed with winning, the person who can handle loss without flinching becomes untouchable. That's the paradox of dominance. If you need to win every moment to feel powerful, you're weak. But if you can stand calm in defeat, smile in pain, and remain unmoved in chaos, you've already won the long game. This is where dark psychology comes in. In the shadows, manipulators use perceived weakness to lower defenses. They let people think they're underestimated. They lose on purpose, but only to gain leverage later. That's how the most dangerous players operate. Not through brute force, but through strategic silence. But the Stoic doesn't play dirty. The Stoic plays deep. When you act as if you've already won, and then lose, you don't collapse. You lean in. Because you understand the Stoic truth. The void is your training ground. Embracing the void means doing what most people avoid, walking into discomfort, rejection, failure, and not only surviving it, but building muscle from it. Here's your mental reframe. Losing isn't the opposite of winning. Losing is part of winning. Every scar is a blueprint. Every fall sharpens the edge. You must become the person who can be humiliated without losing dignity, who can be ignored without losing confidence, who can be rejected and still walk tall because their worth was never up for negotiation. That's the kind of power they can't cancel, can't bully, can't own. So here's your Stoic weapon today. Embrace losing. Practice rejection. Invite the void. Then smile. Say this in the comments right now and claim it. Even in loss, I walk like a king. Yes, type it, say it, breathe it. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be limitless. And if that line resonates with you, if you feel it in your bones, smash the like button so this video reaches others who are walking through their own shadows. Remember, Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations when he was thriving. He wrote them while surrounded by war, sickness, betrayal. His void wasn't a weakness. It was the womb of his immortality. So let them think you've lost. Smile. Because while they celebrate early victories, you're setting the stage for something much bigger. In Section 5, I'll reveal the daily rituals that rewire your mind and body to act as if every single day, no matter the storm. Before we go there, don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Mastery and turn on notifications, because if you're still here, you're not average. You're preparing for mastery. Number 5, the as-if ritual. Daily behaviors to rewire reality. By now you understand the philosophy. You've seen how the Stoics wielded their minds like weapons, how dark psychology manipulates the unseen, and how winners walk through loss like it's part of the plan. But all of this is just theory until you build it into your daily life. Because here's the real truth. You don't become powerful by waiting for the right moment. You become powerful by doing small intentional things every single day, as if you've already won. That's what I call the as-if ritual, a system of behaviors that sends a signal to your subconscious. This is who I am now. Let's break it down. 1. Command the morning. When you wake up, don't just scroll, don't react. Dominate your first 10 minutes. Make your bed with precision. Look in the mirror and hold eye contact with yourself. Say, I already won today. The world just hasn't caught up yet. This isn't affirmation fluff. This is a neurological reset. You're anchoring your identity before the world tries to shake it. 2. Dress and move. Like a victor style isn't vanity, it's armor. Your posture, your clothing, your scent, your pace, they all tell your brain and everyone else how to treat you. Winners move with purpose. They don't rush, they don't slouch, they don't shrink. Act like your future self is watching you, because they are. 3. Silence as power. Make silence your ally. Don't over-explain, don't defend, just act. Every time you resist the urge to seek approval, you reclaim authority over your nervous system. Train yourself to speak when necessary, and never to be the loudest in the room. That's how power breathes. 4. Journal like a general. Each night, write one line. Today, I acted like I already won by... Then fill in the blank. This ritual rewires your memory to track victories, not losses. Do this for 30 days. Your brain will start believing you are that person. 5. Predict your moves. Before big moments, a meeting, a performance, a conversation, don't hope it goes well. Visualize yourself walking out as the version of you who already won. How would they speak? How would they sit? How would they breathe? Now, do that in advance. Ritualize it. Embody it. This is the work no one sees. The private behaviors that shape public outcomes. Say this out loud and comment below right now. My actions prove I've already won. If you're locked in, like this video, and let the YouTube algorithm feel your frequency. Let others know there's a new breed rising. Quiet, relentless, disciplined. This is the Stoic path. Not loud, not performative, tactical, internal, permanent. And if this as-if ritual resonates with you, then you're ready for the final phase, because Section 6 is the final test, the mirror confrontation, where you find out if this is just a mindset or a full-blown identity shift. So before we step into that fire, make sure you're subscribed to Stoic Mastery and turn on notifications, because now we see acting as if isn't pretending, it's becoming. Number 6, you versus the mirror, the final test of dominance. By now, you've learned how to act like a winner before the victory comes. You've trained your mind to play the long game, embrace the discomfort of loss, and practice the rituals that rewire your identity from the inside out. But now comes the hardest part, facing the mirror. Not the literal mirror you see every day, but the psychological mirror that tests whether you've truly become the person you've been pretending to be. This is where it gets real. This is the moment that separates the thinkers from the doers. This is the test where your actions meet your reflection. See, every time you look into that mirror, your subconscious is asking one question. Do you believe it yet? When you move through the world with the mindset of a winner, people will notice, opportunities will come, but every single time, the mirror will challenge you. You'll face doubts. You'll encounter moments where you feel less than, where your actions don't align with the level of success you know you're supposed to be achieving. And that's the test. That's the final moment where you either confirm your own belief or collapse under the weight of doubt. Here's the truth. The mirror will always show you the real battle. It's easy to act like a winner when no one's watching, but can you hold that posture when everything around you is falling apart? Can you still stand tall when failure is knocking at your door, when people are doubting you, or when life feels like it's testing everything you've built? The Stoics would say, that is the moment you must hold fast to your character. This is when you prove to yourself that it was never about external validation. It was always about the internal strength you cultivated through the practices we've outlined. It was about training your mind to hold steady while the storm rages. It was about taking that first step every morning with the same certainty that, no matter what, the world cannot move you unless you allow it. So when you look in that mirror, ask yourself, am I the version of me who has already won? If you hesitate, if you feel fear, if you feel the weight of self-doubt, don't panic. That's normal. But you must act anyway. You've built the rituals, you've programmed your mind. Now it's time to test it against the world's challenges, and the only person who can truly stop you is you. Say this with confidence and drop it in the comments. I am my greatest ally. I am unstoppable. Now this is where the shift happens. This is where you find out if the work you've done, the rituals you've put into play, have truly turned you into someone who cannot be shaken. And if you've been following along, if you've internalized these principles, the answer will be yes. You are no longer pretending. You are becoming. So if you've made it this far, if you feel the power rising within you, like this video, share it with someone who needs this transformation, and subscribe to Stoic Mastery. Turn on notifications so you're always ahead of the curve. And remember, the victory is never in the external. The victory is in the mirror. When you face yourself, when you no longer need validation from the world because you already know who you are, that's when the real winning begins.